Hey ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Shorts. I'm your host Neil, he's your host Derek.
Yeah.
And together we are here with another shortened version of the Senate podcast. Now you like the content, like, comment, share, subscribe if you're a supporter. Just like, comment, share, subscribe if you are a detractor. Regardless, please, you want to build the community or you just want to stop us because we are maniacal misogynists, share the content and let's get this community going or the community destroyed. Whichever, power is in your hands. Anyhow, Derek, what we got going on this edition?
Yeah, man. We have a dating profile. This one, oddly enough, came off of our girl celebrity. No, she doesn't really do the dating profile thing. This is this is a little doozy. Mm-hmm. Right? So we got Kishiana, 47 years old.
47.
47. You know, we're not too far removed from 47 years. Yeah, 47.
That's a fact.
If she'll dance, she'll do it. She'll take. All right. You ready, my brother?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, probably not. All right. So it says, my story. Before you message me, know I have two sons. They live with me, and their fathers are not around. Okay. You heard the pluralization of father, right? Yeah, cool. Okay. If that is an issue, keep swiping.
Right.
If you can handle this, please make sure you don't make minimum wage. I need a man that will set a good example for my sons and support us financially. I don't believe in paying half the bills, so please make sure you make enough. Cooking and cleaning should be done by both parties. Ideally, I would hope you don't have more kids than me. If you do, keep swiping. If you have an apartment and not a house, keep swiping. I'm not having sex until marriage. If that's an issue, keep swiping. Thanks for your time. Pictures upon request.
Now, what we're going to do here, right? We're going to go through this layer by layer. We're going to break this down. Layer by layer. So, here's what we're going to do right there. You're going to go You're going to go point by point. And I'm going to...
Point by point.
Cut this up. Let me go.
Here we go. Mm-hmm. She says, before you message me, know I have two sons. They live with me and their fathers are not around.
No.
If that is an issue, keep swiping.
Right. If that's an issue, keep swiping. Right. Now, there's nothing wrong at 47. Nobody ain't discovering nothing. Chances are at 47, you should have a child or two. And we understand life happens. You have, two children from two different men. That is all right. I don't necessarily like the entitlement and the attitude. If that's a problem, keep swiping. I mean, that's already explicitly understood on this dating profile. Your man ain't like that. You just had to point that out, and the man say, all right, that's for me, that's too big for me, and left it. You ain't got to try to shame the man into saying you're a real man, because that's essentially what you're trying to do there, right? Yeah. So, that last part ain't necessary. On to the next point.
If you can handle this, please make sure you don't make minimum wage. I need a man that will set a good example for my sons and support us financially. I don't believe in paying half the bills, so please make sure you make enough.
Let's start with the first part of that. If you can handle that.
Yeah.
Back with the shaming, sweetheart.
Real man.
And
real man things.
You ain't nothing to handle. If everything, because right now you're not giving me vibes that this is job work in one pickup, because now I got to handle you and I got to handle.
It's only job work.
Right. Right. And now you say that. Go on with the next part of the sentence.
Don't make minimum wage.
Don't make minimum wage. So you want this man to make significant money to the tune, because we can skip ahead of a point here, to the tune of you not wanting to pay half no bills. So that one or two things. One, you firmly believe in traditional roles, or two, you don't make enough money to support half of a household with you, a man, and two children. Right?
Mm-hmm. At least.
Right. So no problem. A man is supposed to protect and provide. The man is supposed to pay the bills almost exclusively. No problem. But yet you expect this man to handle you, and you expect this man to handle a situation where we come to this part where you set an example for these two young men. We're the fathers.
No, little boy had a song back in there. I'm looking for my father.
So now you want a man to be a role model for your two boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
The two boys that have fathers already. So that means one of two things. One, you want that person to be a role model for your children alongside with the two fathers that are shining examples of men.
Or
he's men in the uses. These men in the news, as they say here, Barbados, they are of no use. Right? So, you want a man to come in. You want a man to protect and provide to the tune of the majority of the bills. The half-seas.
No halves.
No half-seas. The man is to the share the bills that he. Right? For you and two children that are not his, that have two fathers. Right? So, already that tell me that them is deadbeats, if we can infer, because the support ain't coming from there. Right? The second thing, the next point I'm going to make here is that you cannot expect a man to come into your situation where you have two children and be a positive. Yes, you should have positive people around you at all times, especially with children. Anybody coming into somebody's life with children is supposed to be a positive role model. But you're making it seem like this person needs a male figurehead to take, because watch this here now. You saying all of that, right, sweetheart? When it comes time for disciplining, especially boys,
boy,
these two boys gonna say, "You're my father. My father don't beat me. You can't beat me.
You're not my dad.
You're not my dad." So now the man got to pay all of the lion's share for that household. The man got to take care of all the bills, take care of you, these two boys, and then he can't, because that's a conversation we're having where you put down your profile that you are allowed to discipline my children. You are allowed to speak to my children. I ain't telling the man to abuse the children right here. That's not what we're saying. But at the end of the day, the man said, "Wash that plate." You hear what I tell you? Wash that plate. You can't tell me what you're doing. You're my father.
Cooking and cleaning should be done by both parties.
Well, stick a pin. And I'm gonna be facetious here. By both parties, as in you two boys and him, because there are 4 people in this situation now. So who's the parties?
Ideally, I would hope you don't have more kids than me. If you do, keep swiping.
No, my lady. You by your demeanor, by your attitude and the tone of your profile, you're explicitly saying, "I have 2 children. I am 47. You ain't discovering nothing new. This ain't a new territory. You meet me at 47, life happens. You know what I mean? Things don't work out. But you know God dictate that a man at your age or around must not have more children than you. Anyhow, you got your preference. That's all right. That's no problem. You don't want a man with more children than you. Oh, keep going.
If you have an apartment and not a house, keep swiping.
No. This is the United States of America. I'm assuming that this profile is from, right? Right. So, home ownership in the United States is not as commonplace depending on the state you live in, etc. Some people live in apartments. Right. Meaning that you want somebody now that has his own place. You want somebody
living in the burbs. You want a man that owns property, meaning that he ain't paying a rent. No boy can't put me out. It's alright if he paying a mortgage, but he can't be paying rent. Because I want that security of a roof over my head. Not only that, Neil, home ownership suggests that there is certain affluence, and stability as well.
Financial stability,
yeah. When you're younger, you tend to live in the city, you do the apartment thing, but as you get older, you move into a house, you settle down, you build family and stuff like that in a house. Families don't normally operate out of apartments.
I ain't gonna be too critical on this, right? Because she could be in a roundabout, because you know what I mean? Let's get the benefit the doubt. I give you enough rope to hang yourself. She may want a man that is stable as a man, right? Let's be honest.
Right, and nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you own a house, you're gonna be more about your property and taking care of it and maintaining it and cutting the grass and all that there than if you was living at somebody else. You got a property manager, you got to deal with, the pipe burst. You got to wait for the property manager to come and deal with the pipe. Whereas, use the man, you can deal with it, you got to get things. Fair enough.
You deal with it.
Yeah, go ahead, Derek.
I'm not having sex until marriage. If that's an issue, keep swiping.
No. You're 47 years old, as we just established. We ain't discovering nothing new. So, two men not only discovered your country, but populated it. Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I know you want me to come and pretend like I never seen this here before.
Oh, yeah. You want me to come? I pay a higher price than they two men. They two men down and go along, No, we're gonna come and support you and the people that they left.
Right. And I got her. Now, let me say this, right? What we are not saying that Malcolm's situation, he must have sex when he wants sex. That's not what we're saying. That he must have the conky when he wants it. That's not what we're saying.
Be clear.
However, please understand that when you say you don't want sex, were you married to the two other men? Because that's a possibility. You may have been married to the two other men, and maybe you put them through. You know me? I like to get it because that's a possibility. You might have been married twice. You might have made those two men wait twice, and those two men might have turned out to be duds. Unlikely, but that's a possibility, right? And you want to wait until marriage. You could have been a born again Christian, and you could say, you know what? I lived my life wrong with them two other men. I have changed my ways. I have seen God, and now I want to live my life in a certain fashion. I got two boys. I got to take care of my life, myself, my spirit, and everything like that. I'm gonna wait until marriage. That's fine. But we know that there's a subsection of this situation that could potentially be the fact that she waited late in life to get standards. She gave it the conky to two men that turned out to be two duds, and she realized, you see me, this game where the conky thing ain't working out, right? So let me
hold it down.
Right.
I make better decisions now.
So you don't want a man that is a homeowner. You want a man that has less children than you. You want a man that is stable financially to the tune of taking care of you and all of the bills in this property. Right? You want a man that is serious and about his business. But you don't want to get him assets till he married. So now, your mom might say, you know what? Fine. You get married. Are you willing to cater to your man, to your husband? We're going to know the whole thing of, taking care of you. Are you going
that's
to?
That's probably a no.
Right?
Considering that she said up front that cooking and cleaning should be done by both parties. So it's probably a no on the catering thing.
Right. So now, what we have...
And given the general hostility of the dating profile, catering seems like far-fetched.
You know that I actually forgot that there's a dating profile. Actually, in the midst of all of this, I forgot that this is supposed to be selling the best parts of you.
Yeah, this is a sales pitch.
Right. So, ladies, I understand. We all make bad decisions in life. Huh? I don't want to sit here. We don't want to sit here on our gilded chairs, right? Our gilded thrones. We don't want to sit here and act as though we are above mistakes. We are humans. We make mistakes. Shoot, these two men, maybe two silver-tongued devils that told you they're willing to give you the world, marriage and everything like that. You trusted them. They're building to a point. You may have had two very bad men. The man may have lied to you to having two children. Man may be deadbeats. That is fine. And now you want to take things and have things and to take back control. Because I understand, right, when you're in situations where you don't have control, two situations in fact, you don't have control and things have gone so topsy-turvy, especially in important parts of child rearing, you want to take back control and control your narrative. But I'm here to tell you, we are here to tell you, ain't really got much bargaining power there, my lady, at 47, right? At 47 with two children with the fathers or God knows where. I think it is incumbent upon you to, nothing wrong in setting standards, but you cannot be so rigid in your standards. Certain things are non-negotiable. You want a man to earn a certain amount of money. You want a man that has his own property. If you want a man that is discreet with where he puts and how he has his seed, you gotta look at what you bring in and what you're willing to deal with. What are you willing to do? Shoot, you might wait until sex before marriage. Fine, that ain't no problem. But this man will take care of everything in the household financially. You and the house, keep you and you two boys, and then he got also share the responsibility of cooking and cleaning with you.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what are you sharing in? What are you sharing? Because you're not giving me sex before marriage. You're not wholesale submitted to me in traditional gender roles. But you want me to be a traditional man, traditional in my gender roles. So what are you sharing in? What are you willing to, what are you going to do to me? Because in all of that, it is essentially you setting your standard of a man must cater to you. You said nothing that says, I am willing to.
Do, yeah. What is he going to get in the deal? And I keep talking about it all the time, a good deal. That's all I may really want, a good deal. This is not a good deal. You come in at nearly $100, as some content creators will say. 2 sons. at least two fathers. And you got this attitude of, but if that's a problem for you, keep swiping. You know what I mean? And you want a man that got money, as niggas say, right? Because you don't want a man living in an apartment, you gotta live in the suburbs. You got a house to put you in, put you and your two children that ain't his.
Making enough to support you and the two children.
Yeah. So let me assume the both of us be over 40. We suppose we had a liking. We saw Kishana's profile picture and we had a liking for her, and we say, hey, you know, let me go forward. It's me, both of us, we have a child. So that's me, Kishana, 3 children. Right? We gotta put she up. And so she ain't cooking and cleaning. So I pay all the bills in the house.
She says she's sharing in the cooking and cleaning.
But
I understand, but you know they can say, but she ain't say that. I'm just making sure.
Right, but we know how it goes in relationships.
I know that.
The social contract, those things fall off. And then it's here, oh, women got to get help and all that stuff. Men, they want help. Next thing you know, the man doing everything. Right? Everything. And then you're still telling the man, let me say, for instance, the man like cooking or whatever, and he cool with that. You don't want to have sex until marriage. Did you marry the fathers of the two sons you have? We don't know, we can't say it. We can make a good guess, but we can't say it for certain. Right? It's nearly half 100, again, as I say. You're at old age now. As you see, we're putting on the flags here. We waiting for it. We waiting for.
And here's another point too, you know, Derek. Because if you want a man and a man has his own property, man has a certain sort of financial stability and everything, that chances are he's closer to your age than not. You're looking for a man that's about 35 and up. And
40.
Right. And if that man is around your age, 35 to 40, don't have no children, anything like that, the man might be kind of hesitant to marry you because you come in with 2 children. The man ain't know you. The man ain't know you. So
and they holding out. The one thing that men want, they don't sort of say, but you know they say that all men want is sex. So the one thing the man want, you don't want to give him, but he's supposed to do all of these things
and still marry you
for you, and still turn around and marry you. Because guess what? You ain't gonna marry unless he can prove to you that he can do all those things you got set out there.
Will you prove it to your man?
Will you prove it to your man? You prove it to your man. You know what I mean? Fellas, when you see these kind of women, you gotta start from around them.
Swipe left, swipe right.
I don't know which direction.
Swipe away from this.
By the time you see this list of demands, as we call it, hostage situation, don't negotiate with these terrorists. Definitely say with the ace.
Yeah.
And keep it trucking. You find somebody else that more fit the bill. Anyhow, fellas, this has been another Senate Short. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell to ensure that you do not miss any of the content we got coming for you. We can see you guys again soon.
It's a contaminated environment. And the tutu's about that.